This is Jackie of Alchemical Cosplay, and today I'd like to show you my new Creative 4.5 sewing and embroidery machine by Pfaff. This is my first embroidery machine, and I'll admit that I was a bit intimidated to get into machine embroidery at first because of all the new components and techniques that are very different from the straight up sewing that I usually do for cosplay. But I was pleasantly surprised by how easy the 4.5 was to get started on, and even though I'm a beginner, the results looked fantastic right away. So I'm going to do an overview of the machine, its accessories and features, and then get right to showing you how it runs and some of the projects I've been working on with it. The Creative 4.5 is a sewing and an embroidery machine, but today I've got it set up for embroidery. So the embroidery table is attached, but you can easily detach it and swap for the traditional table if you want to do just straight up sewing. But I just reattached the table and it beeped to let me know that it's there. I'm going to wake it up, and it's asking me to go ahead and calibrate when you first start, and there it goes. It's got a really huge bed. I can't even fit all of it into the shot. Sorry, there's some creepy skulls in the background. It's the life of a cosplayer. But it's a really big machine. The largest hoop that this comes with is the Creative Master Hoop. It's 360 by 200 millimeters of embroidery space. So that's pretty big, and I'll show you later what I've been doing with it. And it's still, as always, you can split your embroidery designs and onto multiple hoops if you want something even bigger. So that's the biggest hoop it comes with. It also comes with a 240 by 150 size hoop. So this is honestly the hoop I've been using the most. It's a really great medium size because not everything needs a giant hoop. So that's great. And the last one that it comes with is 120 by 120. So this is an adorable little one. It's great for smaller projects and patches. I've started to make some patches with it, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Probably everything I own will be covered in patches real soon, so this is perfect for that. With those three sizes of hoops, you can basically make any embroidery you can imagine. So I'm going to show you now the digital screen. It comes with a stylus, which is fantastic, and a little holder, so I won't lose it, which is great. And I can select things much more accurately. So there are many options on this screen, but I want to just focus on basically what I started off with and the project I'm working on now, because there are so many features of this machine that I literally cannot cover them all in one video. So this one's going to be a little bit more how I'm using it for my current project, which is a Squirtle Squad Gajinka interpretation based on Japanese Bosozoku gangs. So those are the gangs in the 80s and 90s that rode around on motorcycles and had these amazingly embroidered long jackets. So I of course had to embroider myself a beautiful long jacket with some Squirtle Squad themed embroidery. So I spent a lot of time researching and learning the software, which I'll show you in a later video, because the software to digitize is another can of worms entirely. But once you get your designs digitized, it's incredibly easy to load them onto the machine. There's a USB drive that you can kind of see. It's on the side of the machine here. So I took the files from my computer, put them on the USB drive, and you can very easily go to the menu here and select the drive and pull off any of the embroidery files that you want to use on your project. So these are some of the designs that I digitized for my Squirtle jacket. You can select them and save them into your favorites that are stored directly onto the machine, which is wonderful too. so that if I'm using the USB drive to upload some more embroidery designs, the machine can be running in the background, just doing its thing, plugging away. So I'm going to load this kanji, which is part of the jacket. So I just long pressed on it and it pulls it up in this edit screen. So in this screen I have a bunch of options. I could move the embroidery around in the hoop, or I could scale it and copy and paste it so there's multiples of them. For instance, if I were making a patch of this and was using a bigger hoop, I could make 5 or 6 or as many as I wanted in one hoop size to save on some time in cutting and trimming. You can select your hoop size over here. So this lists every hoop size that's compatible with this machine, which is quite a few. I only have 3 right now. I'm getting ready to expand my collection already, but I'm going to use the 120 by 120 size hoop for this design since it's a small one. Okay, now I've got my fabric all hooped up and I'm ready to start embroidering. So I'll insert the hoop, just slide it under the 6D dynamic spring foot, which I'll show you a closer view of in a minute, and you insert your hoop into the embroidery arm. You just kind of push it along in this groove until it snaps into place. So this is what's going to guide your embroidery hoop through the machine embroidery process. So I've got my embroidery loaded. I will hit this little butterfly in a hoop here, and that will send it to stitch out. So now the machine is positioning itself to the starting position of my embroidery. So here's that same kanji on the back of my jacket. You can see the jacket is sewn up here. When I embroidered it, I just left the side seams open and had some placement marks drawn in invisible ink and just stitched right onto the back of my jacket. It looks super beautiful, really professional. I'm extremely pleased with how this worked out for my first machine embroidery project. I learned a lot, but the results were gorgeous right from the very beginning. So I am super happy with my Creative 4.5. I am going to be doing so many things with this summer. I'm really excited to try applique embroidery. That's going to be next. I would love to try making my own lace, because that's something I saw someone do for their astrologian cosplay, and I was super wanting to do that. I wasn't able to at the time, so I think I'm going to try making some lace, embroidering on leather. I'm going to be throwing a lot of things at this little dude over the summer, so stay tuned. I hope to be making many more videos. Please let me know if there's something specific you want to know about it or want to see it do something. Some of you have already sent suggestions, so I'll get to those soon. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.